this is my social studies project. I'm interviewing my dad, who is also a military veteran. All right, Dad, I got a few questions to ask you about your military career.
Okay.
All right. First question, what branch of the military did you serve in?
I was in the United States Air Force.
All right. Next question, were you drafted or did you sign up?
I signed up. The draft was already over by the time I went into the military, so I signed up.
Okay. Next question, what was your rank?
I was an E5, Staff Sergeant.
Next question, what job did you have?
I was in the supply squadron, the fuels division. We refueled the airplanes.
Okay. Next question, were you stationed and how long did you serve?
I was stationed at March Air Force Base, which is the 22nd Airlift Wing at March Air Force Base from 91 to 95.
Okay.
And at Charleston Air Force Base, which was 437th Air Wing, from 95 to 98.
Okay. And next question, what is your definition of patriotism?
Patriotism, to me, it means loving your country, defending your country, and raising your family and letting your children know that this is the best country to live and to grow up in.
All right. Next question, did you go to war?
I did not go to war, but I was in during wartime, but I did not go to an actual war.
And do you know what it was like in any way?
Well, it was a Desert Storm, and I did go to a few places. I went to Cairo, Egypt, where we had to build fuel bladders, fuel tankers in support of the war. So I got a little taste of desert life, I guess, but we were not actually in the hot zone. We were in support of the war. If that makes sense. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And next question: what personal stories or experiences can you share that happened to you or someone else close to you?
Well, a cool story for me was when I was in Cairo. I actually got a chance to see the pyramids, not up close, but I could see them from a distance, which was still kind of cool. And I got to see a lot of people at my first base that grow and develop into really good leaders, and myself included, because you go to your first base after basic training, after tech school, a young person trying to learn your way, and by the third or fourth or fifth year in the military, it really forms you into a better person or more driven person. So I saw a lot of people grow and develop during my time in the military.
Okay. Next question. How did war or your time in the military change you?
Again, I think it just made me more dedicated, more aware of things, how important things are, how important life is. You heard stories all the time about people going off to war, and you still hear it today. People go off to war and they never come back home. And it just taught me, to respect people, to respect and honor people. Discipline is very important in life, and seeking a job and doing things, looking nice and neat is another thing that is important for just future endeavors. So I think that all these things, just being in the military, all these things just brought me to a point where I really felt comfortable and confident in going forward after my military career was over.
Next question. During your service, can you recall times when you were afraid?
I can't really say afraid, because I wasn't in any wars, so I wasn't afraid from that aspect. But you get homesick sometimes, thinking about your mom or your dad or the things you left back home. Afraid, no. I'm sure if I was in a war, I'd be afraid of certain things.
So the basic training scare you at all?
No, well, okay. Well, in the beginning, it did because I didn't know they're going to be yelling at me and going crazy. But again, basic training was 6 weeks. Your first 2 or 3 weeks, it's a lot of screaming and yelling, and yeah, they will kind of scare you. But after a while, you realize it's all part of the molding that they're doing. And by week 4 or 5, I mean, it's not so bad, but it's okay. I'm glad you brought it up. I was a little nervous in basic training the first couple of weeks, but yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Next question: does Hollywood portray your accurate? Does Hollywood portray war accurately in your opinion?
I think so. I mean, some of the, I guess some of the wars and the movies are based on real wars, so I guess it would portray a war pretty accurately. I think so. I remember, I think Full Metal Jacket and the whole basic training thing was kind of made me think back in my basic training days, but again, they actually went to war, so I never did, but I think so. I think it's accurate to a point. Yeah.
All right, next question. What do you want 8th graders to understand about war?
That it's sometimes necessary. War is something that's been around for much longer than we have, and it will be around for much longer after we're gone. And I think that war is necessary sometimes to show your dominance of power, to control the situation, and the ideal thing is to go in, control it, and get out. We've had a history of going in and staying too long, but ideally you go into a war, you make your presence felt, you get under control, and you get out as quick as you can. But war is necessary evil, and it'll be around. We'll have wars going on for years and years and years after we're all gone, I think.
Next question. What are your strongest memories from your time in the Air Force, in the military?
I would say friends that I met, and friends that I still have to this day. You meet people, that you're stationed with people, and just good friends that you may be stationed with at one time, and then 6 years later you might see them again at another base, and it's kind of cool. But and again, people that I'm still friends with now, Uncle Sly and I, we knew each other in 1991, and we're still really good friends. It's 2015, so good friends and a lot of experiences I wouldn't have experienced if I hadn't joined the military, like going to Turkey. I went to Incirlik, Turkey, and got the chance to see the culture there. I went to Cairo, Egypt. I got a chance to see the pyramids and experience their culture. And I was in Germany. I've flown on huge airplanes that you can only imagine. Fueled airplanes, helicopters, jet fighters. Real cool stuff. So I have a lot of fond memories from the Air Force. I really do.
Next question. What lessons did you learn from this time?
And hot refueling. That's the helicopter comes in, it lands, and while the engines are running, the blades are going, you run out there and fuel it, and then you get out of there and they take off again. That was kind of cool too. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
As I was trying to say, what lessons did you learn from this time in your life?
The lessons I learned was to treat people fairly, to be disciplined in my pursuit of things, whether it be a job, whether it be respecting your wife, your parents. It just teaches you discipline. I think when I went in the military, I didn't have that much discipline. when I went in, I was a young guy, and I'm older, but I didn't have a lot of discipline, and that's one thing that I took from it. It taught me a lot of discipline and to respect others and try to do well by others.
Okay. And last question. What is your opinion of recent world events in the U.S. military involvement in that?
Well, and by involvement, you mean the wars that we've kind of gotten into?
I guess.
There's been wars that I feel that we've gone into under false pretenses, which may or may not be the correct thing. That's just my feeling. But again, some wars are necessary. We have allies that we, when they ask for our help, we must help them to keep them as allies. So, no one likes war, but they are a necessary evil again. I feel our presence, the U.S. has to have a presence. They have to show the dominance. We're a dominant force to be reckoned with. And if you mess with our allies, you're going to mess with us too. And we have to be there for our allies and do the right thing. Again, just to show and prove the dominance that we have here in the U.S.
Okay. Well, that's it. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I just feel like the military is an excellent career. I was in the Air Force, so I think of nothing but good things about the Air Force. I've told you and your sister, either college or the Air Force. I've told you guys that a lot over the years. I'm kind of kidding a little bit, but not really. But so the college or the Air Force.
It's not kidding. Yeah. If it's not real.
Right. Well, whatever. So anyway, but yeah, I think a military career is excellent. It teaches you so much. You get to do so many things that you wouldn't have done before, and you meet friends, lifelong friends, and it's just a really great way of life. It really is. So there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.